Hello friends. Now let us take up the unit number 3, building user defined functions. In this, the concept number 1, 3.1, components of a user defined function. In the second unit, I have explained the procedure of building user defined functions in an informal manner. What is the difference between informal manner and formal manner is here we strictly adopt all the formalities, all the rules. In an informal approach, only core elements I covered. Of course, those are more than 70%. Now, in this unit, you learn everything without burden because most of the mechanism or techniques I explained in the previous unit. Now you are learning everything meticulously and formally. So, one thing once again I am telling you, you must achieve perfect command over that. Now I am going to give you many exercises. Any exercise you take, you must be in a position to transform into user defined functions. Then only you will be comfortable in a programming language, not only C, in advanced programming languages also. That point always you remember. If you want to take more time, you watch lectures more than once until you own the concept. If you have any doubt, any place, then immediately mail it to me. I feel it is a blessing to serve you because you should not get any doubt at all. That is my basic objective. So, if you have to feel a doubt, you must make a research. That challenge, open challenge, I am giving to the people. That's why you never get any doubt. That's why this type of informal approach and all that I have introduced because all the doubts should be prevented. So, now understand everything formally. Now I have written the segment of code. It is not a complete code and all that. I want to introduce the terminology regarding that and all the components. Actually, once you consider the components, there are 5 types of components in a user defined function. When you are defining user defined function, then it is composition of 5 components. First one is a function prototype, function definition, function call, actual and formal arguments, a return statement. Once again, function prototype or declaration, function definition, function call, actual arguments and formal arguments, and return statement. If you know about all these 5 components thoroughly and in turn you practice, then you will be perfect over user defined functions. Now I will explain all these components through this segment of code. Here the first in informal approach I didn't explain this point. This is called function declaration or function prototype. Already in the previous workshop I explained one thing. Whatever element you are going to use in a program should be declared first. In which context I explained that? Whenever data items are to be used in a program, they must be declared with the corresponding type. As far as C is concerned, in the declaration section, regardless of the number of variables, they should be declared. Thereafter, you can write any code. You are allowed to write any other code. Otherwise, it leads to an error. Okay, the same principle is equally applicable to functions also. Function is a core mechanism. In such case, if you don't explain about it, if you don't introduce to the system or program how it can make arrangements, just like that, if you invite some people for dinner and all that without giving notice to your people, without giving proper information about them and all that, how your family people can prepare food and other arrangements for them? How you are behaving in real life, in the same fashion you must work in the programming also. So any function if you are introducing any function in a program, you should give the details of the function beforehand. Normally, as a matter of practice, it is declared above the main. There is a logical reason behind it. But one thing, along with the declaration of variables also you can declare it. But it is a normal practice, normal practice to declare it above the main, and in all our programs, let us declare it above the main only. Regardless of the number of functions, suppose if you are using 10 functions, all 10 function declarations or prototype should be placed above the main. Because of that, one great advantage is there. It improves the readability of the program. Suppose around your house some specialists are working. Simply seeing the specialist, one can understand what work is going on. Suppose some building construction oriented specialists are there, then people understand that some construction work is going on. Some function oriented specialists are there, then people can understand by seeing the specialist and all that, then some function is going on. In the same manner, that is understandability. In this context, what we call it is readability. So whatever functions you are going to use in a program are declared above the mean and all that, then simply a reader by seeing the prototypes, he can understand what is the task of the program, or otherwise initially write a comment. Okay, that comment, this is that. Suppose if you take that, calculating the product of two variables, that is the comment. So how you are implementing it also, you are giving a blueprint that improves the readability. So you make it as a practice. Whatever function you are going to introduce in the program, going to use in the program, should be declared first. It is called function declaration or function prototype, and hereafter I may call it as a function prototype. It is a very popular name. Okay, now we are using a product function, and for that two variables we are giving of which type? Integer type. And after calculation, what type of result it may generate or returns. Hereafter let us use word return. What product function will return? What is the type of the result? Int. Why int? Int versus int, the result is int. So this information you should require. And number 2, what name is appropriate? Okay, we are calculating product, that's why let us give it as product. More professionally, if you have to give and all that, actually in Java and all that, you should follow this and calculate product. It is more professional way. Okay, for the sake of simplification, simply I have written product. So what you have to decide? You have to give the first decide the name. What name? It is a calculating product. That's why I am giving its name, a explanatory name, product, or calculate product. Okay. Thereafter, what I am doing? Which type of arguments it is taking? Which type of arguments you are passing through function? You are passing two integer type variables. So int. Suppose one int, other one b is float, then what we have to write? Int float. Suppose both are floats, float. You understand? So int. Okay, two integer variables you are giving. And what type of results it generates? You know that. Obviously, int versus int, the result should be int. So this is what we call return type. Return type we are writing here. Actually, what is the importance of return type? That also, let us think in the real life angle. Your father told you to bring something. Somebody gives you something, bring it. Then what is your immediate question? What they give. What they give, why you are asking? You want a container. You have to carry a container, then the person gives it. So, what consideration is required regarding is it liquid or solid? What is the quantity? Two things are very important: nature of the thing and quantity of the thing are required. Depending on that, you choose the container. Am I right? So, here one new value is being generated. When new value is being generated, where the value is stored? Do you expect that the new value is stored in the air? Not possible. It should be stored in the memory in a appropriate container. So, what is the appropriate container for the generating the new result? That is int in this case that we are writing. And one more question, one more doubt you may get: why we didn't give names? Actually, I have given int. I am not mentioning their names. What is the logic behind it? Why I don't mention the names?